Hi, everybody. This is the Elderly Brothers. This is episode 23, and it's June 17, 2025. I'm Artie. I'm in Florida, and I'm a 89-year-old person.
I'm an 82-year-old in New York, in mid-state New York.
And your name is?
Oh, my name's Larry.
Oh, okay. Glad to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Still Larry for 82 years.
Yeah, really. After all that time.
I got a hot dog yesterday at the no, Sunday at the soccer game,
Yeah,
and they ask you for your name.
me too.
Yeah, so they can call you, once the
Oh, okay.
and I said, Larry. Said, oh, my name's Larry too. Is it Larry or Lawrence? Is it W or U?
So, was it the same or different?
He was the same, although I discovered, I don't know if I told you, I looked at my birth certificate in the last 5 years or so, and it seems like it was spelled with a W. I mean, a U.
You, yeah. Well, I've always said W. You've always said W, right?
Everything I have is with a W.
Okay, so better stick with that.
I think at this point, yeah.
So anyway, why were you were in Vermont, right?
I was in Vermont. My 14-year-old grandchildren had a graduation from eighth grade.
Eighth grade graduation. They have a prom?
No prom, but yeah. So I know you. I think you've been asking around. I've been asking around. I don't think I ever graduated anything until high school. We had a graduation.
Yeah, definitely. There was no kindergarten graduation, no eighth grade, seventh grade graduation. It was high school graduation. That's all we ever had. And it seemed like, well, since I don't think they existed, or maybe they did in some places, but since we didn't know about them, it didn't matter.
No, and we definitely didn't expect it. I know I didn't.
No, I never even thought about it. Not a bit. Didn't occur to me that that was a necessary thing. Or, no, it didn't occur to me at all, actually. Nothing.
So when you graduated high school, they said, "Oh, by the way, we're having a ceremony."
No, but high school was fine. No, I'm talking about eighth grade.
Oh, eighth grade. No, no.
High school, I was fine with high school graduation. That was a nice event.
I don't really remember anything from it, but
I remember getting extremely inebriated.
and when
And
you
it
graduated
was
high school,
Yeah, there was a party on a boat in the Missouri River, and went there with all everybody was there, and I had a little too much to drink.
did you throw up?
No, I don't think so. I was I was taken home by other people.
I always just considered the line was you had too much when you threw up.
I don't think so. I don't think it goes together necessarily.
I it did for me.
Well, then you know for sure, right?
I well, it's my line, I guess.
Well, I used to drink too much a lot, at parties and when we entertained and stuff, and I would excuse myself and go to sleep.
So you were drinking alcohol in high school?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, oh yeah, I say like we had giant bottles of liquor. We didn't. Well, there was we lived in Missouri, and I went across the state line into Kansas with friends to a bar, and they served us for some reason, and it was beer. We didn't drink alcohol; it was beer, and it was 3.2% beer, so you had to drink about 100 of them uh, to get a buzz. But yeah, we drank. I think probably from junior and high school uh, on after that until not until including last night.
Well, it's a it's a habit. I guess.
It's a good one though.
Yeah, no, I think it's a
It's
great
a good
one.
habit. It's a healthy habit.
I think kids are starting even younger now, and they're doing all kinds of other stuff too, which wasn't available for us.
Well, I don't know. That stuff wasn't available. Didn't even know about it actually. Just about the same way I didn't know about gay people in those days either. There was some people we thought had sort of in a strange way we said they were limp wristed. I don't know we were even got that.
Limp-wristed.
Yeah, but we didn't know what limp wristed really meant, so it didn't matter. And
Yeah,
as far as drugs, I don't recall drugs, although they may have been there.
yeah, I didn't. There weren't any drugs. I didn't involve myself with drugs in high school. I didn't. It wasn't until college I got into marijuana.
No, that was I'm talking about high school. I've never done drugs though. You always have, and I never have.
Yeah, but not much. I'm not too much of an experimenter.
You're not a stoner, right? You're
Well,
not a stoner,
I might
huh?
be. I might
Yeah.
be.
Well, maybe I don't know what a stoner is.
That's somebody who smokes weed.
Well, I know, but I mean, does it mean that you're stoned all the time, or does it just mean you do some smoking?
Yeah, well, I think it's loosely defined as if you smoke weed.
It's a
I don't,
combination.
yeah, I
It's
don't know if there's a limit, you know. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about the graduation
yeah. Go ahead.
because it was like nothing I've ever seen before. 14-year-old kids in a Waldorf school, which is Rudolf Steiner created the approach. Um, the education is based on, they do all kinds of things. They don't just do academics. They learn how to sew, they learn how to knit, they do woodwork, they do cursive, uh, and they make a yearbook every year. So the other thing is that I guess this is typical to a Steiner school, but so there are 12 kids in the class. They've all, with a couple of exceptions, they've all been in the same class together since kindergarten.
Wow. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, it appeared to be pretty good to me, or I don't know if there was the other stuff about the school that I was just so totally impressed with these kids. Um, they each had to give a speech, and evidently it was a big deal. They worked on it for quite a while, and it was like a 5-minute speech, but they were so articulate and they were so. I mean, a number of them, um, broke down. They were in tears for a while, but they handled it. Somehow
Wow.
they taught him how to get through that. And then they talked about their challenges. A couple of them, one of them came and said she couldn't read. Just reading was impossible for her. The other thing that they don't start reading until like fourth grade.
That seems a little late to me.
Well, what they said was the kids catch up really because they're ready to understand the concepts. It's not so much just fighting with, reading a word.
Yeah.
Um,
But still, I mean, you got to get started. Well, anyway, that's what they do.
that's what they do, and it turns out that the majority of them said they love to read now. And
Well, maybe a lot of them read before they were supposed to start reading.
I don't know.
I mean, you're not going to sit at home with a fourth grader who's 8 years old and let them not read. I mean, we read to Ruthie when she was like a month old. We started reading to her, and I don't know made any difference, but she is a voracious reader. She's the
Yeah,
most voracious reader I have ever run into. She reads everything and in quantity and always has a book open in her hand, whether whatever she's doing.
yeah.
So, it's I don't know what that means.
I
Uh,
don't, I don't mean,
I was reading what was it? Alice in Wonderland tour. We had when she was like a month old.
Yeah, no, and I read to my kids too when they were tiny. But
You don't read anymore.
who, me?
Yeah.
No, I read the newspaper on my phone. And that's
Wow.
majority of my reading and emails and stuff like that.
So
It's
you don't
hard.
read. You don't read on the computer.
Yeah, of course, what I have to.
Hmm.
Um, but it's not, it's sort of difficult because of my eye problem and stuff like that. Plus,
That was before that. I mean, it dates
yeah, I
before
mean,
that.
I think I'm just lazy about reading. But
Yeah.
some
Yeah, go ahead.
other things about the graduation. So these kids, they get up there, they're 14 years old, and they say, "Well, I've known so and so for 10 years."
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You know, the majority of their life, they've been with the same bunch of kids.
Yeah, I think that's not great myself. You got to have more than 12 friends. You got to have be more exposed than 12 kids your whole
Oh, they are. I
grade.
mean, that's not the only people they know, but they just have these, ongoing relationships and the same teacher
Wow.
for the whole period, the whole 12 years or
So
whatever.
what happens? So what happens if you don't like your teacher?
Um,
That happens, you know.
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think they work it out somehow. One of the
But
things,
anyway, we're delving too much into it. Go ahead. Give us the basics.
well, so I want to tell you one other thing they do, which is every morning when they come to class, they shake the teacher's hand and everybody else's hand in the class and look them in the eye.
That's a nice idea.
And at the end of the day, they do the same thing.
That's a nice idea.
Very cool idea.
So who is this Steiner guy?
Rudolf Steiner is the guy, I think it was like in the 19th century, came up with this approach to learning, which involved sort of involved music, it involved art. Um, I was starting to tell you about the books they make. They make a book every year of all
Yeah.
their lessons. They write
Yeah.
all their lessons in the same size paper. And at the end of the year, they bind the book. They make a book.
Yeah.
So they have eight books at the end of their career.
Wait a minute. Everybody makes their own book, or they
Yeah.
make a conglomeration of book.
No, it's their own book.
Their own book. Okay.
So they have that whole set of books, and the kids are like, "Yeah, well, in third grade, I did that." Very
Yeah.
specific about what they did in that class and what they learned in that class. Um, it was just really impressive to me to see how mature and intelligent they all were.
So are they all qualified to go to high school?
Yeah. So now they're all split.
They get grades. It's not a gradeless thing.
I don't know for sure how they do it.
Yeah, I mean, how do you get a whatever you need for to get? Well, you don't need anything to get into public high school.
Yeah.
I could go to public high school.
But so like when they studied the brain, they draw it. They draw, like a page size skull with all the parts of the brain, a top view. And, so they get that, they've got a really amazing concept of the brain, you know.
No, the whole thing is a nice concept. I really like the handshaking thing. I think
Yeah.
that's terrific. And any teacher could do that if they wanted to, but you probably in a public school now you probably can't touch another kid or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it might be,
Don't touch his hand. Don't touch that hand.
but
Hug him. Don't hug him, for God's sake.
um, so it was, I was just impressed. I didn't expect that from eighth graders, you know.
Well, I in eighth grade. I mean, talking about their challenges, I didn't have a clue. But I wouldn't have been able to tell you anything about the rest of my life when I was 13.
No,
Even when I was 21, I couldn't tell you that.
I'm not too good at it yet.
I mean, just even with the idea, well, you knew what you wanted to do pretty much, but I didn't. I had no idea.
No, I mean, I was oblivious to almost
Well,
everything.
but you sort of had architecture in mind, didn't you?
Eighth grade,
Oh no, I'm talking about after high school.
well, high school, my mom had directed me by then. So, you took shop, which these kids take shop too, which is great.
I took shop, but I remember a jigsaw.
Yeah. I remember I did well, except in my hand lettering, I got a D in that.
And after that, you became a professional cartographer, not cartographer. What do you call it?
Calligrapher.
Calligrapher. Yeah, cartographer. A map maker you were. Anyway, so I was going to talk about something else, but I think we've kind of run it out, haven't we?
I don't know. We could do something short. Short.
Yeah, let's wait till next time. I'll bring it up next time.
Okay. Well, then I guess we have to sign off. We again forgot to tell everybody to look at this and like it and share it and all that stuff so we could
We
get.
have to remember to tell people at the beginning
I
because they may not get this far when
no,
we're being extremely interesting.
I think very few people get this far, probably.
Well, I think they're making a mistake. They need the whole thing.
Yeah, well, they should, but
Yeah. Well,
you
we'll
got to
work on
tell
it.
them in the beginning to make sure
Yeah.
they look at the whole
Stick
thing.
with it. Stick with it. We're great. Okay. Love you, my brother.
I love you in perpetuity.
I know. We have to talk about perpetuity again.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.